You know, I was told for Halloween that I should have gone as a famous Yugioh, and they're like, oh, which one is that? Well, you know myself, terrible puns aside. Happy Halloween, guys. You know, the real Hallows of Eve and everything else. So, this is going to be one of your more fantastic videos you'll get from Orange Robbie and the channel. So, once again, happy Halloween, guys. Don't get too drunk tonight. Don't get too belligerent while you are doing the Hallows of the Eve. Alright, let's dig into the discussion, shall we? Alright, so I don't have any real content to give you guys today besides story time. And there have been a lot of stories that have happened on this channel that I haven't really talked about or mentioned throughout the years. And this one's more fearful than anything because it struck fear into myself. And it explains, it's not really that scary. I'm terrible with ghost telling. So, come on, Blue Shirt Squad. Getting an OG story from the book of Robbie Cole. So, let's dig into this. So, I believe it was 2010 or 2011. Not exactly sure on the year, but me and my friends were joking about it the other day. It's why I remember this. The last time that Peoria, Illinois actually had a Yugioh regional. Hoo-wee. So this was back when I had my Pontiac Grand Am. Before I actually decided to battering ram it into a truck on the side because it's up too far back at a stop sign and his dumbass decided to go into my lane, but it's a story for another day. So we actually ended up driving, I think it was 4.5 to 5 hours to regional. Now, if you know me from back in the earlier days when I was way more rambunctious about wanting to travel for Yu-Gi-Oh events, I was pretty much everywhere. You know, if it was 5 hours out of the area, it wasn't a bother to me. And this is kind of what put the limiter on me for taking a rental car outside of the 3-hour radius. Now, you're probably like, why the fuck would you ever do that? Well, when you have the coldest night of your life, you kind of technically will get mental scars from that. So we woke up, oh man, probably 4 a.m. to drive this regional. Now, from Indiana to Illinois, you typically gain, what is it? You gain an hour, and then when you're coming back, you lose an hour. So I believe we left at like 3 or 4 a.m. It shifts back an hour, so it's all fun and games. You know, we stop in a McDonald's on the way. You know, things are going pretty well. You know, I have no complaints. I think the Peoria Regional is probably the smallest Yu-Gi-Oh regional that I've been to in that block, come to think about it. I think we had between 80 or 100 people at this event, and that's incredibly small for what the format was. But it was Mother's Day weekend. You know, a lot of people were just like, nah, you know, I don't want to go to the middle of fucking Illinois for a regional. You know, like, typically if it's not in the Chicago area, a lot of people, they don't want to travel for these things, which is fine, you know, BFE events, it's whatever. So, I also don't think the format was especially good. Well, we ended up, there were recorded feature matches for the regional. I believe I was the one recording them, actually. But I ended up winning the regional with gadgets, which was no real big deal to me back in the day. I mean, it's, what, 100-man regional, if that. You know, Josh Thomas was there. A lot of, like, the old good crew was there. Adric High and things like that. Robbie, this story's not very scary. We need to get to the point. Well, we're getting there. I gotta set up the context that makes me feel good, so when the equivalent exchange comes up, we feel bad. So, my friend Dewey was with us. And I love Dewey, but I've got too many horror stories. On a side story, we went to a regional where Dewey was extremely tired driving home one regional. We were all asleep. My friend woke up, saw that we were swerving, and said, fuck it, I'm going back to sleep. You never know what's going to go through your mind when you're traveling home from a regional. I swear it's like you get home on magic from some of these events. So, moving on along here. We end up going out to a Chinese buffet. God, it's like I remember this story so well. So we ended up going to a Chinese buffet, hanging out with a lot of my friends from the event. It was a pleasure. And it's been years since I've seen Adric at an event, and it brings back the nice memories. So after everything's said and done, we got a nice 4.5, 5 hour drive back home in front of us. So the infinite black hole that Peoria begins. So as everything's all said and done, we get ready to leave. I'm extremely tired because we'd been up since hella late in the AM, and we still have the drive back. So we decided to divvy up the drive. We let Dewey get the first half of the drive. And we get 45 to an hour out of Peoria in the middle of Bumblefuck, Illinois. And I remember Dewey waking me up, and Dewey's like, Robbie, the lights are flashing. I'm like, Dewey, don't fucking worry about it, just keep driving. And we end up getting a little bit outside of a gas station, and my alternator dies. Now, if you don't know what the alternator does, the alternator is what charges the battery. So keep in mind, we're now on Mother's Day, on Sunday morning. So we're rolling into this gas station fucking like 1 to 2 a.m. in the morning in Illinois time. Find out my alternator's shot. There's not fucking dick around us, and everything just sucks. So I end up calling my parents. Parents can't really come get the car because of financial reasons. So I call my best friend. I'm like, yo, you should take one for the team here and get your shit together and come get my car. So this is the sweltering black hole continues. So we end up, everything gets settled. We end up playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In the back of a gas station at 3 a.m. in the morning when it's 30 degrees outside. Ugh. You'll never know what it's like to be broken down in a gas station playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Until this happens. Reminds me of the time that it was at a hospital with my friend's kidney stone going down to YCS Orlando. Or, it was YCS Orlando. The first week the Dueling Network was out. Sorry, Alex. I love making fun of you for that still to this day, buddy. So anyway, we call my best friend up. He comes and gets us. Still 3.5 hour drive for him, plus he's got to get the truck. So it's roughly 4 hours. And at this point in time, it's nearing 3 a.m. We go out in the car, and it's 30 degrees outside. God. Coldest night. You ever tried to sleep in a 30-degree car on the outside because you're just so mentally drained from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And you are already over the 24-hour mark? That's what ended up happening. And that night still scars me. Oh, the story's not done. Oh no, the story has just begun. So that night still gives me chills because of just like being unprepared and the things with it. Just fuck that. So my friend comes and gets us at 7 a.m. The sweltering black hole. God. So my friend picks us up on the back of the truck. Everything's going well. Two of my friends stay in the vehicle on the truck. Me and the other one are up front, and the truck he's getting us. And as we get so we're now an hour. So the gas station is an hour out of Peoria. We get an hour outside of home. An hour and 20 minutes. It was something like that. And the truck that my friend brought to come get me breaks down. Not only did I manage to fuck everything up, I managed to somehow grab my best friend out of the area from home and bring him into the apocalypse. So now my car is on the back of a trailer, and the truck that he's in is broken down on the side of the road. So at this point we have to call my parents, and they have to actually get money together to come get us. And then he had to call up the guy he was borrowing the truck from to come get the truck. And then Lance ended up calling his parents to come get him and Dewey. So as the sweltering black hole continues, so we have like a 3.5 hour wait at this point for them to come get us. Actually, it was probably like 2:45 if I recall. But they have to come, all of them have to come get us. And at this time, we're massively hungry. It's rolling into the afternoon and everything. So Lance and Nate end up walking down a dirt road. No, like, this is still bumblefuck nowhere. Like, we were nowhere near food or anything. Like, it wouldn't have been as bad if we were closer to civilization. So on Mother's Day, we managed to ruin 2 people's days in addition to everything else, and forced my parents to unintervene and enjoying their shit. Spend hella gas money to come get my car. It's 2.5 hours away. So anyway, Nate and Lance go down a dirt road trying to like find some shit near us. They actually ended up running into like some old crazy person, and they got chased back to the road. My one friend that was on the back of the trailer, we had to pull the car off of the trailer because he had to go to the bathroom. And you never know how hard it is to pull a car off of a fucking trailer, because literally 2 of your boyos are in there. So after that was all said and done, we had to get him back in the car and push him back up on the thing. Just one living nightmare after another. The only thing I remember is my parents came and got me, and I passed the fuck out. And like, I came back home into my bed, and I was gone. Like, that fear factor and adrenaline that kicks in, and you know, like having it have been like the coldest night ever, and like just the extreme temperature change from literally like the 30s back up to the 70s for the day, like to me, that's still one of the scariest events I've had to go through in my life, just because like, yeah, there were people with me, but like, when it's your first particular instance of something like this happening to you, and you're not really prepared for this, you know, the mental shock that comes with these things. I mean, it was 2011. I mean, we didn't have super good smartphones. Like in that day, it was the phone. You know, different time. So, it's my story. It's how you manage to ruin Mother's Day for multiple families. You decide to go to the regional the day before Mother's Day, and your car decides to lose its fucking alternator. Fucking... If any of my IRL friends are watching me, I'm not taking the L on this one. This story is forever mobilized on the internet now. Like I said, there are plenty of other stories. You know, the 20-hour drive down to Orlando the night before, back in 2011, one of the craziest YCSs I've ever been to. I haven't been down to Orlando since, because the drive was hell, but I'll always remember that event. And same thing with, you know, some of these regionals I've been to. Like, these are the stories that I really wouldn't consider them scary stories, but you know, they're stories that'll stick with you for the rest of your life. They're part of the experiences that you have, and they genuinely come from the heart. They mold you into an adult. And I'm sure my shitty story archive has only just begun. So, no crazy animations in this video. So guys, what stories do you have playing Yu-Gi-Oh that you would consider scary to yourself? Whether or not they be through personal experiences, car breaking down, almost dying. I mean, fuck it, it's Halloween. We can consider the stories to be scary. Leave a comment down below. What do you guys think? And maybe we'll have some other holiday shirts. We'll see. Orange definitely makes me look the coolest. Alright, happy Halloween, guys. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.